So following on from some of the early videos, we got to this stage here. We were trying to sketch this function here, and we've discovered that the turning point here, and that's the turning point here. So we guess our graph to look something like this, okay? But then we realize that this bit here is concaving up, this bit here is concaving down. So somewhere in here there's a point of inflection here, and then this here is concaving down, this here is concaving up. There's a point of inflection somewhere here. So in this video we're going to try and find out the point of inflection. Okay, so point of inflection, you need to find f double prime of f double prime. So start out. So from some of the early videos we've got to f prime. So to find out f double prime, differentiate it again. So this 3 goes down, blah blah blah. It then becomes this. Okay, so f double prime equals this. Now we want to find out when this will be 0. So let f double prime equals 0, and then set it to this, and then blah blah. X equals this. You see, when x equals this here, that will be when f double prime will be 0. Okay, so this is where f double prime will be 0. So looking at our graph, hang on. So looking at our graph here. Oh, by the way, when you get to this here, when you square root here, you're going to get the positive version and the negative version. That's why you've got a plus and a negative here. Okay. So hang on, looking at our graph here. So we know the point of inflection will be somewhere when x equals the root of 4 over 3, and when x equals this thing here. So our inflection point is right here. Okay. So we know the point here will be root 4 over 3 comma something here. So we now need to work out this something here. So what we need to do is put this x here into here and then into here in order to work out this value here. Okay. So our next task is to put this thing into here and into here. Okay. So now normal f of root 4 over 3 is blah blah blah. Okay. So blah blah blah, it equals this. Okay. So what that means is that we know that we know that this here, we know that the point of inflection lies somewhere along this line here, Okay, but now we now know the value here. The value here is, well, the coordinates here will be 4 over 3 comma, hang on, comma this thing here, Okay, 16 over 9. So basically it's you doing this. It's you working this thing out. That becomes 16 over 9. So the coordinates here will be root 4 over 3 comma 16 over 9. Okay, and then realize that this here is an even function. So hang on. So scrolling down here, hang on. So we found the value here. Once we've got the positive version, it's easy to get the negative version. It's easy to get this value here, the negative version, because realize so this is our function. Realize that this function here is an even function, because remember from our section on functions, if you have a function f of x, okay, and then you apply this transformation minus f of x, then if after you've applied this transformation, the overall thing here becomes the original function here, then you can say that this here is an even function. So basically, looking at our function here, if you apply this function here, well, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, then watch the section on functions. Then if you look at this here, to the power of 4, well, minus x to the power of 4 is still, well, it's going to be, the negative disappears because it's to the power of 4. And then when you apply this transformation, when you square it, the negative goes. Well, the point I'm trying to make is that this function here is an even function, meaning that once you've got this here, to find out this value here, this is the negative version. So it will be negative 16 over 9. That's all that I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make. So once you've got your coordinates here, then realize that this is an even function. Okay, meaning that if you reflect it along here, it will be the same. So once you've got once you've got the coordinates here, then it's easy to find this because it's an even function. So the coordinates here will be minus root 4 over 3, comma, and then 16 over 9. Oh, sorry, I think I made a mistake earlier. Earlier I said it was, well, the coordinates here should be 16 over 9 here. Okay, I think earlier I said it was minus, but it's not. It's 16 over 9. Okay, and then if you check the concavity here in this region here, if you look at if you check the second derivative, the f double prime in this region here, f double prime in this region here should be greater than 0, meaning that it should concave up. Okay, and then f double prime in this region here, f double prime in this region here should be less than 0, meaning that it should concave down, which it does. Okay, and then in this, if you check the second derivative in this region here, f double prime should be greater than 0, so it should concave up. Okay, so double check if you want to. Okay.